everybody, Agashi here. So today I'm going to be doing the ending review for Touch Your Heart. Agashi is actually not here to do the review. For the next couple reviews on dramas that we will be watching, a little FYI, a heads up to you guys, Agashi is busy, so he won't be here as much to do some of the reviews. So I will let you guys know what our thoughts are and review the drama with you guys, and pretty much go over everything. Ajishi is watching these dramas with me. He just doesn't have the time to film, and when he gets home, there's just so much other things to do and so many errands, and even on the weekends, so it is busy for us, but we do make time to watch it together, and but he just doesn't have the time to review it. So let's start off with the cast. So we have Yoon In-nam playing Oh Jin-shin, or her stage name, which is Oh Yoon-so. She is a top actress who loses her job, and after getting into a scandal with like a third-generation chaebol, pretty much like a rich guy. And in order to make her comeback, she has to star in a very famous project, but she has to go and disguise herself as a secretary or working in a law firm in order to get that project she wants. Lee Dong-wook plays Kwang Jung-ruk. He is a workaholic lawyer, and he wins all his case and cares deeply about his law firm's reputation. Lee Sang-woo as Kim Se-won. He is Jung-ruk's best friend and also a prosecutor. And we have Song Sang-yoon playing Yoo Yeorum. She is also a prosecutor who has a crush on Se-won, and Jung-ruk having a crush on her back when they were in school and in college. So these three are friends. And then we have Oh Jung-se as Yoon Jong-kyung. He is the CEO of Always Law Firm, and he is a huge fan of Oh Yoon-soon. We have Shin Hyun-taek as Choi Yoon-hyuk. He is the divorce lawyer at Always Law Firm. And we have Park Kyung-hae as Dang Moo-hee. She is a straightforward and honest defense attorney at Always Law Firm. Park Ji-hwang playing Lee Do-soo as the paralegal at Always Law Firm. Chang So-yoon as Yang Eun-jin, a 10-year legal secretary at Always Law Firm. And then we have Kim Hee-jung as Kim Hae-young. She is the assistant legal secretary at Always Law Firms, and she has like this really big interest in everybody's personal lives. So she's like joining all these things, all these chat, all this stuff, and always constantly getting information about everybody. And the last couple people, we have Ong Eun-sik as Kong Hyuk-jung. He is the manager to Oh Yoon-soon. And Lee Jung-hyuk as Yoon Jung-suk. He is the CEO of Oh Yoon-soon's agency. He's the one who started off her career and everything. And last, we get Jay, who plays Lee Kang-jung. He is the stalker to Oh Yoon-soon that we will get into. There's a lot of characters, and they play really big parts in this drama, honestly, because we revolve around the Always Law Firm a lot, and we also revolve around Oh Yoon-soon's agency. So there is a lot of people, but there's cameos that pops up, but like Chun-sun from 2PM, Song Kang pops up, there's cameos and everything, but they are just cameos. But these people I list are actually the important people for the drama. They show up a lot, they play certain roles, and they get they show up here and there for some of the stuff that Oh Yoon-soon and Kwang Jung-ruk goes through, and all these stuff like that. So this drama starts us off with Yoon-soon having her career going downfall, and she is dying to have a script to go back into the acting industry, and she does end up seeing a script that she wants, but the writer does not want her due to all her bad actings in the past. And she said in order to give these the role to Yoon-soon again, she has to go learn like the legal world. So her CEO helps her by getting in contact with his Hyung, who is the CEO at Always Law Firm, to hire Oh Yoon-sung and have her work there secretly for 3 months until, she learns everything in order to go back into the acting industry again to take on this script. Well, during this time, the reason why her acting career is going down, she got caught into a scandal with the third generation chaebol, Lee Kang-jung. He was doing drug stuff like that, and she got caught in with it, but her test came out negative, so there's nothing wrong with her. But with her being caught in that scandal, her career goes downhill as well, and this CEO, he leaves to America. So Oh Yoon-sung ends up working at Always Law Firm, and she becomes Kwang Jung-rook's secretary. And in the beginning, she's like, she doesn't know what to do, and she's always trying to keep up her image, like, I can't eat out in public so people can see me, all these things like that. Like, she's like, oh, I don't know how to do this, or I already picked up the phone for you, oh, I did this for you. And like, he is really frustrating, but Kwang Jung-rook is frustrated with her, but he made a deal with the CEO of Always Law Firm that he will allow her to be his secretary. But here's the thing, it is not his fault, and no one can stop her if she decides to quit. So pretty much Kwang Jung-rook is trying to make her frustrated with the job so that she quits, so that she leaves, so he doesn't have to deal with it. And his original secretary is on maternity leave, so she hasn't returned yet, so that's why Oh Yoon-sung gets to be his secretary in the meantime. And then in the process of, annoying one another on purpose, Kwang Jung-rook starts to see Oh Yoon-sung's abilities, that she actually is helpful and she actually is smart, and she does make mistake, but he doesn't like give her a chance, but like it doesn't stop her from working hard, and everybody in Always Law Firms know his personality of how he is, but he starts to see her hardworking, and he starts to help her and slowly teach her. In the first couple episodes, we get the people at Always Law Firm interacting a lot, and they are hilarious, like the CEO being a huge fan of Oh Yoon-sung. He is the president of her fan club. He's also the vice president of her fan club. And then we get like lawyer Dang who falls in love so easily, and she's constantly falling in love and all this stuff like that. And that's when we get like Chan-sung being the cameo as the delivery guy, and he shows up so many times, and she's all like, I think he likes me, that's why he keeps coming. But Chan-sung ends up rejecting her. And then we get the divorce lawyer in Always Law Firm. Ajushin and I, we just call him the mama's boy because they make fun of him that he's a mama's boy. Everything he does revolves around his mom, and it's always his mom like approval and everything like that. And then there's tons of hilarious thing happens, and eventually they do get to like interns working there with them, and these interns has to sign like these legal papers not to reveal out that Oh Yoon-sung works there and all this stuff like that. By the time we hit episode 4, this is when Kwang Jung-rook already realized Oh Yoon-sung's abilities, that like she's a very smart person. She got casted early into the acting industry, and she was actually going to law school for her college degree, but she dropped out, and she doesn't have a social life. She said she doesn't socialize a lot, but she's very smart and she has a very good memory. But because she got caught up with being a celebrity and her scandal, causing her to just pretty much shut down, and she doesn't talk with anybody and stuff like that. And so he starts to realize her stuff and understand what's going on with her. And during episode 4, they do go through a case. They do help a girl with the case of her boyfriend being obsessed with her, and even though she breaks up with him, he keeps coming back, and it triggered Oh Yoon-sung that like that had happened to her in the past. That's what was going on with her and the CEO. During this time we haven't got a clear idea what actually happened between her and the CEO, but this case that they end up taking on is similar to what happened to her. And then in episode 6, around there, Kwon Jong-ruk takes on a case by Im Yoon-hee. She killed her own husband, and technically it was for insurance money. But the neighbor guy, Mong-soo, he's a little bit slow, and he's like not fully developed yet. He's actually in love with Im Yoon-hee, his Nuna. He calls her his Nuna. And, he came up that like his Nuna was getting abused, so he ended up stabbing the husband, and this case leads Kwon Jong-ruk and Yeoreum to bump head with each other, and Sae-won in between them, and all these stuff like that. And we get to find out about their past, these three's past, that like they were college friends. Jong-ruk was in love with Yeoreum, but Yeoreum ended up dating Sae-won, and then Sae-won and Yeoreum broke up because Sae-won was the one who put her dad in jail. Sae-won's from a rich family. His family does not accept her, And so a lot of things happened between the two of them, and it broke them apart. Sae-won left to America, and he returned back, and he's living with Jong-ruk. And then we move on to episode 7, when the love finally sparks between our main characters. First, like, Young-sung was having more feelings for Jong-ruk, but like she was kind of like don't know how to express it because of how he is too. And then eventually, they tell each other they like each other, and they start dating. It's like the cutest little thing. He took forever trying to write her a letter, and he actually ended up writing, like, you see him write so much, but in the end when he gave her the letter, it was just like, let's date. So they start dating, and all these stuff like that. But at the same time, there's also like a lot of other romance going on in Always Law Firm. Our paralegal, he's actually in love with Mrs. Yang, but Mrs. Yang, she is a single mother. She's divorced and a single mother with a daughter, and her actually goes through a case, and the paralegal ends up helping them because the paralegal is actually, he really, really likes Mrs. Yang, but he's so afraid to admit his feelings to her. By the time we hit episode 9 and 10, this is when all the things starts to rise. Oh Yoon-sung reveals her past to Kwon Jong-ruk because the CEO Lee Kang-jung returns from America, and he is stalking her. He finds out that she's dating Kwon Jong-ruk, and all this time he has been stalking her on her phone, watching messages and all these stuff like that. He's like this crazy guy, and he's jealous of everything, and so he returns in those episodes, but episode 11 and 12 is when everything starts to come up and everything like that. We find out that the CEO, he's like this crazy obsessive person to Oh Yoo-sung, and he only wants her to himself. So he actually drugged her and just watch her sleep, and tell her that she's not allowed to like anyone but himself. Like, so creepy. He's just crazy creepy for her, and that's what he wanted, for her to be his only, and so that nobody would like her, or nobody would be with her. Nobody is allowed to like her or be with her, and she's not allowed to be with anyone but him only. And so he drugged her and all this stuff like that. That's why he was caught for doing drugs, and she was caught with him that she was dating him and got into it. But the truth was, she had no interest in him at all. Eventually, the CEO, the crazy CEO, he breaks into Oh Yoo-sung's apartment and try to do the same thing again to her, like how he did back then. Like, why don't you like me? Or you're only allowed to like me. Kwon Jong-ruk saves her, and at the same time, Kim Se-won, the prosecutor, Kwon Jong-ruk's friend, he was working on a case, and it ties to the CEO, Lee Kang-jung, and it took it was like drug and money, funds, and all these things like that, and it was all illegal, and they'd be traveling and doing all these things under so many people's name and all stuff like that. So a lot of them ties it together. This brought the CEO to go to prison, and he was taken away, and he cannot ever hurt Oh Yoo-sung again. Once that happens, the last couple of remaining episodes, Oh Yoo-sung's time and Always Law Firm comes to an end, and she goes back to her drama acting. And when she goes back to her drama acting, she's about to go, her manager approaches Kwon Jong-ruk because he found out about their dating, and tells Kwon Jong-ruk that you shouldn't be dating her because this will cause her to have trouble with her acting, and she can't go to through another scandal again. She suffers a lot, and I watch her suffer. I don't want her to suffer again. This brings Kwon Jung-wook to break up with Oh Yoo-sung, and he tells her to go, like, you and I don't belong in the same world. Pretty much he doesn't give her the idea that he wants her to focus on her career. He just tells her that you and I don't belong in the same world. We shouldn't connect our world together. She's heartbroken. She has a hard time, but she ends up doing really, really well on her drama. She works really, really hard, but she still cannot let go of Kwon Jung-wook. And in the same time, Kwon Jung-wook becomes like this workaholic, but he misses her a lot, and he's having a very, very tough time. And in the process of that, the Im Yoo-hee's case rises up again, and he finds out that Myung-soo did not kill Im Yoo-hee's husband. And he digs deeper, and this causes him to become a whistleblower, or some sort of like that. And then people were looking down on him, and then it brought like Always Law Firm to a bad look reputation. But Kwon Jung-wook pushed really hard and proved Myung-soo's innocence, and he became like a hero. He saw so much things within what happened, and he became a hero. So once all this ends, Kwon Jung-wook and Oh Yoo-sung does get back together. They miss each other dearly. They get back together. They secretly date, and then she gets caught into a scandal with her co-star that she's acting with, and it's stating that she's actually dating this co-star she's acting with, but she doesn't want to admit to it, so she admits to her CEO of her agency that she's actually dating Kwon Jung-wook, and her agency doesn't allow her to come up with it, and they want her to keep quiet about it, that she's dating someone else. But because if scandal goes on that she's dating the guy she's acting with, it looks good apparently. But she doesn't like it. But Kwon Jung-wook is really understanding about it. He doesn't have a problem with it, and all these stuff like that. So during these times, we get like a bunch of other people in love and their love story happening on the side, like the mama's boy and lawyer Dam. They actually went on a contract of dating, and mama's boy's like, I don't have feelings for you. They break up, and he starts to have feelings for her, and he gets her back, and they start dating. They become the cringy funny couple and all this stuff like that. And during this time, like, that's when like Oh Yoo-sung reveals her relationship with Kwon Jung-wook in front of everyone, and the CEO is pissed off because he's in love with Oh Yoo-sung, and he like wishes that she would date him. Not happening. But yeah, and then we also get a very sad couple of Mrs. Yang rejecting the paralegal. She finds herself not suitable enough for him, and she finds that he can find someone better for himself, so she does not accept his love, and it's really sad. He doesn't stop liking her or loving her and stuff like that. And then eventually towards the end of it, Oh Yoo-sung, her drama turns out really well. It's a success, and she wants to do things her way now, and she tells Kwon Jung-wook that she wants to go public with their relationship. He accepts, and it pretty much ends with them going to her 10-year anniversary celebration, and she reveals their relationship. So that's pretty much it, the whole drama overall, and a lot of things happen. I just give you guys the gist of it. I didn't want to ruin so much of it for you guys, but it is a really good drama. It's something really nice and relaxing you can watch and have some laugh. The drama stuff in there isn't overreacting, isn't over the top and all this stuff like that. It is really good, and it's hilarious. They have a lot of things happening in there, a lot of characters you gotta pay attention to. So basically they do focus a lot on other people that is around Oh Yoo-sung and Kwon Jung-wook. So it's really funny though, honestly. These other characters, especially Always Law Firm, they are hilarious people, and it's a good thing to watch and have some good laughs about it. And actually, we do really like it. One downfall that we did not like was we were expecting a lot more with what was going on with the CEO Lee Kang-joon, the scandal that Oh Yoo-sung got in with. We were expecting a lot more from that, but we didn't get it. And like how he just went down so easily. Like, he caused her the scandal, and then he comes back and he does all these crazy things like stalking her and being all these creepy stuff like that, and he just goes downhill like that. So we were expecting more, and at the same time we were expecting more to show Kim Se-won's character of how he was working so hard digging into these cases, and his higher up keeps shutting him down, and in the end he finds it, and then he shuts down like all of these guys. Like, it would have been nicer for them to show a little bit more about it, to give you a little bit more depth of these side stories that connects to Oh Yoo-sung, but they actually didn't. So it's okay. But yeah, so far we really like it, and if you guys have not seen this drama, it is 16 episodes. It finished airing already. Do check it out. At the same time, it's also based off of a comic, a webtoon comic. I can't get to read it, so I don't know how it's connected and related. It's not like what's wrong with Secretary Kim. That one is also a webtoon. I got to read the webtoon, and it was somewhat similar to the drama, and the ending was a little bit different, but it was pretty much the same. But for this one, I can't read the webtoon. I can't get access to it, so I think it's through Kakao Talk or something like that, or I mean not Kakao, Kakao Talk, something like that. So I don't have Kakao Talk. I have Line only. So but check it out if you guys haven't, and I will see you guys in the next drama review.